And it's time for the McMinnville Water and Light Commission meeting. I will call the meeting to order. Trina, could you please do a roll call?
Yes, Mayor Morris,
Here.
Commissioner Tankersley,
Here.
Commissioner Elmer,
Here.
Commissioner Garvin is on a leave of absence, and Commissioner Macy Baker.
Here.
Great, thank you, Trina. So there's two items on the consent agenda tonight. Commissioner Tankersley has asked that item B be removed from the consent agenda. So we're going to proceed with A. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting on the consent agenda?
So, second.
So I have a motion from Commissioner Tankersley and a second from Commissioner Elmer. Sorry, I gotta get used to these names here, used to council. Any further discussion or question? Okay, so do I have all those in favor of accepting that off of there? That's my official way to say that.
Yes.
Okay. I am like, it's been a long day. Okay, so now we're going to go to amendment B. And Tom, you asked to have that pulled.
Yes, I made a mistake of reading it and I think their lawyer did way too good of a job and it's way too broad, I think, and I'm hoping that Sam and other staff people can get NISC to basically explain that what we should be concerned about isn't covered, or if it is, that they waive that. So, just a quick example would be, if you read it, we really can't talk about our NISC stuff, the systems or how they work or whatever, with our auditors if they ask. And it's my understanding of the audit that we have to answer that question. So I just think there are things like that they probably don't care about, but it's been written in a way that would cover it. So I've asked this to be taken off so that staff can clarify this with them. I don't think NISC is going to change the agreement, but they sure can write us a letter saying these things aren't a violation.
Yeah, so just to clarify a little bit more. So I had a conversation with Commissioner Tankersley. He raised these issues with me, asked me to ask staff about certain things that might be limited in terms of sharing information, methodologies that we sort of employ today, prior to this NDA agreement. And this is a form of agreement that's been submitted to us from NIC, who is our customer information service provider we've used since 2008. I mean, we're highly integrated, into that system. But I think the concerns Commissioner Tankersley has are valid concerns. I think it's something we should flesh out. And I talked to Mr. Dunmeyer about it. He agrees that we need to get further clarification from NIC before we ask the commission to sign off on it, just to make sure, one, maybe we need clarification that some of our concerns we have are things we can get some kind of written confirmation that we shouldn't be concerned about it, or they give us some kind of exception or some kind of clarification that gives us assurance that we're not going to be in violation of the NDA for doing something that we just routinely do today, or we get some change. But yeah, I think Commissioner Tankersley is correct. This is NIC is a nationwide service provider. Service providers like this have standard agreements, and so they're sometimes kind of hard to get moved on. But we'll go back and take a shot, and then probably bring it back to you next month for you to consider again.
Have we been asked to sign one of these before?
This is something my understanding is we were approached at our last survey. We periodically seek services from NIC for sort of additional services. We're continually having new things come up, and we recently had an issue relating to sort of data entry relating to that kind of rolling onto a new credit card policy. And so it's mainly we went to NIC asking for some data services to help us enter data into our own system. And it triggered their review, which said, hey, you guys don't have an NDA with us. And it's something that they could have asked us for probably years ago and just haven't. So it's sort of, they sort of in their check the box world, it seems like they caught this in their review. And it was something we weren't really aware of until just recently. But I think staff is interested in moving our credit card program forward. And so it's something that we're gonna want to look at in the near term to try to do. And we're gonna have additional services we're gonna want from NIC, and NIC has been essentially told us they're not gonna want to do additional services for us until we have a document like this in place. So it will push it back to you in the near future.
Okay,
But I think we're okay with just not taking action on it tonight.
okay. You two commissioners good with that? Okay.
Hey,
Thank you.
Mr. Dunbar, did I say anything incorrect there? No. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on. Thank you both. Included in the packet are the accounts payable and purchasing reports. Are there any questions on those reports? Okay, we don't have any employee introductions tonight. Next, we have our consultant partner report. It's Brent Keller, our forester, to update the commission on the forest management activity.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mhm.
We're just wrapping up little bit of project work, the pre-commercial thinning and road brushing in the watershed. And these are projects connected to the 350 Boundary Road sale, which was sold this year, but Simpson will log next year. Was a 2-year contract. Gearing up for reforestation here. The next couple months we'll be planting the 341 road unit, which was a 2024 sale, which is a 2-year contract, log this year. And then also planting the a full plant of the 731-90-100 road sale from this year. In addition, we'll do some interplanting plantations that we found are understocked through our stocking surveys we did in the last few months. And then also gearing up to get next year's sales out for bid by the middle of January. So we'll be laying those out and cruising those here in the next 3 weeks. Getting them out to folks no later than January 16th. And then we open bids February 11th, which is the Wednesday before the February commission meeting.
Oh, okay. Great.
That's what I have.
Anybody have any questions for Brent?
Any final questions, Tom?
So Brent, are the trees still growing? And can you continue to think about whether we have a grouse depredation problem that my Labrador and I can help?
Well, the
with?
elk are a problem, Tom, so that's for sure. Anyway,
Thank you.
I will say it's been great working with all these.
It's been wonderful working with you.
I
Thank
really,
you.
really appreciate all the input and time and stuff.
Great. Thank you, Brent.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Take
Brent. Okay, is there no appearance requests tonight? 8, there are 2 staff reports on the agenda. I'd like to invite Communications Coordinator Julie Adams to update the commission. Hi, Julie.
Let's talk about customers.
All right.
Earlier this year, MW&L contracted with Great Blue Research to conduct an electric service survey. The survey was offered through the American Public Power Association as part of their Public Power Customer Service Satisfaction Program, which awards public power utilities bronze, silver, or gold awards based on survey results. The survey is part of APPA's Public Power Data Source, which tracks industry trends and consumer preferences, habits, and future expectations. Because of the award setup, the survey was standardized. It was not customizable. And there were no form fields where customers were able to explain their ratings. It consisted of 14 questions. The first 2 questions established whether the survey taker was a customer of ours and old enough to take the survey, 18 years old. The last few questions gathered demographic information about the survey takers, such as age, education, income level, gender, whether they were owners or renters, and whether their residence was urban, suburban, or rural. The survey was available from March through the end of August. We promoted the survey through social media, our website, and handouts in the front office and the farmers market. We received 252 responses to the survey, which based on the fact that we have over 17,000 electric customers, may not meet the criteria of being statistically valid. However, not really sure the results may be wildly different with the more robust response. The survey results are in your packet. The overall score was 0.3% away from earning a bronze level APPA, Customer Satisfaction Award. While we're all disappointed by that result, you can see on the chart that most of our scores and even our overall scores exceeded scores from other utilities that participated in this year's survey from Oregon, the West region, and nationally. The Oregon PPDS includes data from 11 public power utilities. The West region includes data from 13 states. I'll name them if you want, but you probably can figure out which states they are in the West. So briefly going through the scores on the chart, the top two are straightforward. And we scored very well on providing consistent, reliable electric service to customers and restoring power, especially compared to the other three columns. The third one, I think that we thought we would probably have gotten a better score. However, we could deduce from this that we need to do a better job of sharing our rate comparison charts potentially, which I have added to our display screen in the lobby. And I created these laminated graphics, which we took to the farmer's market this year, and the front office has copies of these graphics as well.
And I have copies for the commission. Yeah, I noticed those on those were very interesting, and I think it's a great thing to share those with people.
It really helped at the farmer's market, when people would say, yeah, I give you guys a lot of my money. And then I was like, what do you compared to?
Yeah.
So then they were like, yeah, I know. So anyway, so then the fourth question, communicating with customers. I, as a communications coordinator, would like the score to be higher. And I believe we're working toward improving this with our new outage map on the website. And it is a priority of mine to make sure we have timely outage messaging. However, since customers could not specify why they ranked us the way they did, we're left to wonder why the score is.
You do a great job. You do.
Well, thank you. Question 5, I think this score really hurt us in the overall score. There are no examples given of what innovative programs are. And I don't know that the survey takers knew even how to answer this question. So I really think that should not have been included in the survey, but question 6 and 7, overall satisfaction with the local electric utility. Again, I'm not sure why this score is not higher, but customers were not given any way to explain. Then the last question, the satisfaction with field service. This is another question that I would not have included because I don't know that a lot of customers actually interact with our field service employees. So I don't know that they knew how to answer that question. So any questions about the survey or survey results?
I struggle to believe that the Oregon PPDS got 100%.
And there's another question.
Yeah.
to
Who gets a?
Exactly.
They ask one person.
Too.
Right.
According to
Police,
how that
other-
might-
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But as you can see, we did score, better than all the other columns in the green scores. So I think it's
You
a
did good.
good baseline survey for us, and we can certainly discuss another survey in the future. I think we discussed perhaps after our move, because customers are going to be confused during our move. So it may not be the best time to ask them about customer service.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get a little more data, what's the customer service like with the website, or is it the front, that would be very helpful.
If we do another survey.
Yeah, and what could make it better?
To explain.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And this was only electric service, so we'd want to do a water survey.
Julie, I'm really pleased that you did the survey, and I don't understand some of the numbers either, but I'm also very pleased that you taking it and saying, okay, we disagree on some of this stuff, but we don't understand it, but we've got to get better, rather than just being defensive, and I think that's.
Oh,
That's
no,
great.
I would like, I really wish there was a way for customers to explain their scores, because we don't know. Communicating with customers, like I said, is that the front office? Is that through social media? Is that be during outages? And those are very different things.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you for all you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next, we're gonna hear from the Power Resource Manager, Jamie Phillips, to update the commission. She is on Zoom.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. So this evening, I would like to share with the commission an update on BPA's end of year financials for fiscal year 2025. That fiscal year ended September 30th, and BPA released their end of year financial results, which showed a significant shortfall in power reserves for risk for the year, primarily driven by lower than expected net revenues, higher cash usage, including payments to for Fish and Wildlife invoices. So the threshold wasn't met for minimum reserves, which triggers BPA's financial reserves policy surcharge, and that amount is capped at $40 million for the region. McMinnville's share of that is $632,957, and will be collected via the BPA power bills over a 10-month period through the end of this current fiscal year, so December through September. About half of the amount will be passed through to McMinnville's industrial customers as provided in their power sales agreements. And the remaining amount allocated to our distribution sector will not have an immediate impact on retail rates, but it will be an expense that is accounted for in future cost of service analyses and may impact overall revenue requirement in the next analysis. I have communicated this information to our two industrial customers, so they are aware of what's coming for them on their power bills.
I've talked to a couple of some other utilities. Some are passing it directly through, some are not. So it's kind of a mixed bag. And it's primarily driven by low water for the last 3 years and having lower net secondary revenue and having to purchase out on the market.
So how often does this happen?
Depends on how low water. I mean, this is only the second time, right, that we've had the financial reserves surcharge.
Right.
Okay.
The last time it happened was in 2020, and then it was suspended midway through due to the pandemic and trying to mitigate costs to customers because of the economic situation. But since then, we have not come close to a surcharge. In fact, we've had the opposite, where there are excess reserves for risk that are distributed to customers via dividend distribution, and we've seen that for the past 3 years.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
So, I like the way that we have in the past and seem to be continuing to smooth the rate situation for our customers. When we got money back from BPA, we took that into account and we set the rates the next time, but we didn't just write everybody a check. And now we've got money that we can take this up without upping people's bills. So like the memo says, and JD pointed out, we're gonna have to deal with that in future rate terms if it stays this way, but we have these reserves that we built up for so many years that allow us to smooth things out, and I think that's something we should continue if we can.
Thank you. Any other comments from commissioners?
Very good.
Is that anything else from you, Jamie? Or is that good?
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you.
Next, we're gonna go to appointment to the McMinnville Economic Vitality Leadership Council, also known as MEVLC. And invite John Dietz, General Manager, to present.
You. So, as the commission has one seat on the MEVLC.
Yeah.
So you have the ability to appoint one member of the group to fill that. MEDP has a seat as well, and I serve on that as MEDP's representative. I believe they have two seats correctly. And so we're seeking commission approval to appoint Jamie Phillips to that seat. Currently, Trina McManus fills that seat. So, and it is for a 3-year term.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept, or do you want to read it? Sorry.
I can give you a motion. The motion language, the motion is a motion to appoint Jamie Phillips to a 3-year term as member of the Economic Vitality Leadership Council. That's January 2026 through December of 2028.
Second. So I have a motion from Kim Morris and a second from Lisa Macy Baker. Any discussion?
I have a question afterwards, but I'm ready to vote now.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Jamie, and question.
Yeah, the question is, what, maybe I'm prejudiced, but I think that water and light is fairly important to the economy of McMinnville because of the rates. The steel mills here, some other people are here, and we're, as I believe, from what I know from other sources, that we're pretty easy to deal with compared to, you know, how difficult it could be in terms of somebody new coming to town. So why do we have one member and others have
Multiple.
I mean, as I read this, the city has two,
Mhm.
Chamber of Commerce has two, MEDP has two, Visit McMinnville, and the Downtown Association also each have two. And we have one, and the school district has one, and I would think the school district is, you know, the quality of the schools is fairly important to the economy of the area too, so.
Tom, I'm not sure that that's right with Visit McMinnville. I feel like we
Okay.
only have one representative.
They may only have one.
And I would
I
imagine
think MED
MD is the
also.
same. So
I can
maybe
check that, though.
we should check
Yeah.
the info,
I'd be happy
Yeah.
to check that.
just to
Okay.
confirm.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the info is not correct, then that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll report back. Okay, so next item is General Manager Evaluation Job Description. Invite Human Resource Manager Marcy Moy to present.
Good evening. Tonight we are wrapping up the commission's work on the general manager's performance review. Prior to tonight, the commission has met in 2 special sessions to discuss the general manager's review, and Commissioner Elmer has met with the general manager to discuss the review as well. For tonight, we have 2 action items. The first action item, staff recommends the commission complete the general manager's annual performance review and adopt the written evaluation, including any compensation adjustment, and authorize the mayor and clerk to sign.
So that's my motion.
Well, I guess. Let me jump in. I guess the question is if Commissioner Elmer wants to, has anything to share, if the commission has anything they want to share in the open meeting relating to the evaluation, but it's really up to you. Whether you want to say anything more.
You
You know,
took charge.
yeah, I mean, it was an easy evaluation to do, obviously, from the standpoint of the commissioners, the discussions we've had, you know, it is a positive. And so, yeah, we went through it, and I don't think there was anything that we needed to change or anything that we did not have a full agreement in walking through it.
And the evaluation also contains a salary adjustment. And doesn't note the current There's also the car and
Yes.
vacation, was that noted also? in the-
Yes, so what we have noted is a 10% increase from the current rate, and so the salary will be $329,020. And continuation of the car allowance, no change to that, and no change to the vacation.
And so if at the point you would like to act on this, I can read the motion as I would present it.
Okay, Tom.
So this is a motion to adopt the general manager written evaluation and approve a salary increase of 10% to $329,020. With no change to the car allowance or vacation amounts. And authorize the mayor and the clerk to sign.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Elmer and a second from Commissioner Tinkersley. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you, John.
Congratulations and
Thank
thank
you,
you for
John.
your
Thank
work.
you.
and
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Marcy.
Appreciate
You
it.
bet. I have one more
Okay, you have
action
something
item.
else.
Yes, the second item to consider is commission approval of the revised general manager job description and authorization for the mayor and clerk to sign.
Yes,
Do you have any discussion about that?
no, I don't believe so. We made some adjustments. and-
Right. So it'd be a motion to approve the revised general manager job description and authorize the mayor and clerk to sign.
I have a motion from Commissioner Lisa Macy Baker.
Second.
Second, we're gonna give it
Give
to
it to
Tom. Commissioner Tinkersley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'd like to make it clear that the change about the job description about having personally or through the staff expertise and develop in interactions with local agencies or other organizations or the government is because John does such a good job. And I've been very impressed, especially as I get more involved. I got more involved with that stuff with NWPPA. And so I thought that it was important that we have something in the job description, not to encourage John to do it, but to make sure that we were on the record of that. That's important to us, because I think it really is. And so thank you, John.
Thank you.
Next up, we just want to recognize Commissioner Tinkersley. Tonight is his last night. So Commissioner Tinkersley was first appointed to the Water and Light Commission in March of 1990. Commissioner Tinkersley was appointed chair in 1991, served as chair of the commission for 33 years, and is the second longest ever serving commissioner, having served a total of 35 years and 9 months. Commissioner Tinkersley served during the tenure of 4 general managers, including John Harshman, Paul Elias, Kim Carr, and John Dietz. Commissioner Tinkersley served during the tenure of 19 other commissioners and 5 mayors, including Mayor Ed Gormley, Rick Olson, Scott Hill, Remy Drabkin, and Kim Morris. Some of Commissioner Tinkersley's other accomplishments have included the 2004 raise of the McGuire Dam, increasing the reservoir capacity to 3.25 billion gallons of water. The 2010 expansion of the Norman Scott Water Treatment Facility. The 2011 Cascade Still Power Sales Agreement, negotiating and drafting a 17-year power sales contract. And the BPA Regional Dialogue and Provider of Choice contracts. By these 2 contracts, Commissioner Tinkersley was instrumental in securing electric service for McMinnville from 2011 to 2044, 2011 to 2044. So let me get that clear. That's a long time. And I'd like to recognize Commissioner Tinkersley's contribution to the Water and Light Commission, its staff and customers, and express our appreciation for his public service that will continue to benefit the city of McMinnville for years to come.
Thank you.
Thank
Kim.
you.
Thank you. So shouldn't argue with the mayor, so I shouldn't say nice things about me, but the accomplishments you talked about were not my accomplishments. They were the accomplishments of staff and the commissioners at the time, and all those things. I'm proud of that we did, but we did it. I didn't do it. So thank you on that. It's been an honor and a privilege to be serving on the commission. I really enjoyed all the different things I've learned because there's different stuff to learn every time. And that's how professional and dedicated staff are. And the other commissioners, everybody had something different to offer, and we're interested to hear what the others of us wanted, or thought about it, and so it really was a wonderful experience. So thank you, thank staff, thank the community for letting me do it, and the mayors for reappointing me.
Thank
Thank
Tom.
you.
Really
Thank you.
appreciate you. Okay, so John has provided a general manager report in the packet. Does the commission have any questions on his report? Nope.
You have one other item to add.
Okay.
which is the-
Yes, please.
From Julie, the monthly newsletter.
Oh, thank you. Very festive. Thank you.
I did see that, and I'm proud of Julie for getting herself a 3 cookie tax on everybody who participates. As I read it, you have to bring 3 cookies to Julie and then 2 dozen for the event. So good job, Julie.
Next, we have commissioner comments. I do have one thing I'd like to announce, that our commissioner that will be taking the place of Commissioner Tankersley and starting on the commission in January is John Johnson. Thank you, and welcome tonight to observe and see what you got yourself into.
Good luck.
There are financials and information included in the packet. Are there any questions on those? Okay. Well, we are now going to go into executive session. There is no further action to be taken by the commission this evening, so we will not be returning to open session. Pam.
The commission is going to go into executive session pursuant to RS 192-660 sub 2 sub F to consider information and records that are exempt from public disclosure under RS 192-345-23, revealing security measures to protect individuals, buildings, property, and information processing, and RS 192-660 sub 2 sub P to consider matters relating to cyber security infrastructure and responses to cybersecurity threats. If we have any media with us tonight, they're cautioned not to share anything that's shared by the commission or talked about in the commission on these subjects in executive session. As the mayor indicated, we will not be returning to an open meeting. There'll be no further actions taken, and we will adjourn in the executive session.
Great. Thank you.